ये इंसान है या कोई एलियन है?
Everybody evolves, everybody grows, but I'm still the same Nabil Shike.
अच्छा, आपकी उर्दू सुनने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? Going to keep on rising and go all the way to the White House as well, या फिर you are just happy with this community or not? The money that came in, that people went for this new person over you?
The number one issue with the Desi community is unity. Are like, oh, well, he's not straight Urdu speaking, but I speak Urdu. Why did people vote for Donald Trump? Why did Governor Abbott go after CARE and label CARE as a terrorist organization?
Right.
My destiny, then that's where we're looking forward to pushing, is the President of the United States, inshallah.
Fantastic. Hello everybody and welcome to this brand new podcast, Tea and Talk by the International Art Society. मेरा नाम है लीना शाह and I'm your host for this podcast. आज के गेस्ट के बारे में आपको बताने से पहले I'm gonna share a story with you. So I'm in the gym and I'm in the sauna. Usually sauna वो जगह होती है जहाँ पे हर कोई थोड़ा हाँप रहा होता है, बड़ी गर्मी लग रही होती है, टाइम देख रहे होते, ओहो 60 seconds हो गए, कब निकलना है यहाँ से. And while I'm sitting in the sauna, through my peripheral vision, I see someone doing crunches, jumps, squats, and I'm like, ये इंसान है या कोई alien है? Because that person was working out like insane inside the sauna, जहाँ कोई workout नहीं करता. And while that person was walking out, मैंने देखा, मैं देखूँ तो सही कि आखिर है कौन, तो पता चला he was the guest जो कि आज हमारे शो पे मौजूद है, the one and only Nabil Shike. Hi.
Hi, Lina. How are you doing? Thank you
Great.
for having me.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. I think first question ये है कि how is your personal identity evolved over time to actually believe that you are the right person for this job?
Well, I think over time, everybody evolves, everybody grows, but I'm still the same Nabil Shike from the one that was growing up in the masjids and the ones that you see in the sauna. So the position in and of itself doesn't change who I am.
Okay. अच्छा, आपकी उर्दू सुनने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? बिकॉज शो से पहले, हमारी पॉडकास्ट शुरू होने से पहले, इन्होंने मुझे कहा था कि अगर ये नर्वस हैं तो अंग्रेजी में बोलेंगे, तो अभी ये अंग्रेजी बोल रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा बोलते हैं.
I'll speak a little bit.
Okay, ठीक है. So the thing is कि because जो आपकी उर्दू बोलने का तरीका है, because we were having this discussion earlier, he was born and raised here, लेकिन आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं एज अ पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन. नाउ पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन आपने कहा, उसमें पाकिस्तानी पहले आता है, उसके बाद अमेरिकन आता है. सो बहुत सारी वैल्यूज़ आपकी यहाँ से हैं, लेकिन देयर इज दिस होल कल्चर, द लैंग्वेज जो कि आप लेकर आए और आपकी फैमिली ने आपके थ्रू ट्रांसफ़र कर रहे हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई हम थोड़ी उर्दू भी सुनेंगे. और रिक्वेस्ट आई है मुझे पीछे से, जो हमारे व्यूअर्स बैठे हैं, कि हमने आपसे पंजाबी भी सुननी है. Okay, so this is my mission. Your mission, Leena, should you choose to accept it, is to make Nabil Shike speak in Punjabi. We'll continue with that. We're going to go underneath the layers, find out who you really are. और ना सिर्फ ये, बल्कि इसके साथ-साथ, what are your visions? Because, I see that, you have a lot of experience with law enforcement, but now you're going for a position where you have lots of dreams to become this person as well. So what are your aspirations? कहाँ मज़ीद जाने वाले? Are you finally going to keep on rising and go all the way to the White House as well? या फिर you are just happy with this community or not? We want to find out about that too. लेकिन tell me a little bit about जो हमारे previous elections हुए थे. And we had a name that just came up. You are the, I would say, son of Houston, son of Sugarland. आपको बचपन से सबने यहाँ पे बड़े होते देखा है. Most of the people have played with you in the playgrounds, या फिर आपके अंकल और आंटीज रह चुके हैं, आपके नेबर्स रह चुके हैं. Suddenly this new name comes in, and what do you think it was? Was it just like the money that came in, that people went for this new person over you? क्या ख्याल है? Like, I'm not trying to for you to say anything negative, but what really happened?
Yeah, so if you take a deep dive into the election, it's actually, we can spend the entire podcast just talking about it.
Okay.
But we all saw what Thara Patel and KP George, what they had gotten themselves involved in. I was actually one of their victims to...
Oh, wow.
On what they were doing. So as I was going through my divorce, they were the ones trying to help entice some of the divorce that was going on, sending messages to my ex-wife.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it was real bad.
Okay.
I didn't want to make it a big deal
Uh-huh.
because I was in the middle of an election
Uh-huh.
at the time. Anybody that knows anything about me, I don't like posting. I don't do anything for the clout or anything like that. Everything I do is for Allah.
Uh-huh.
And so all my real friends know that about me.
That's beautiful.
And so when you talk about my previous election, a lot of it was done through that race baiting. We had a lot of issues that were going on with the Biden administration in Gaza. And then we had a lot of issues come in with millions of dollars dropped into a constable's election. So a lot of division. You know, I wish the new constable there the best of luck. And alhamdulillah, he is one of our Muslim brothers. And that was one of my promises leaving the constable's office, that I was going to have myself replaced with another Pakistani or another Muslim.
Okay.
And so alhamdulillah, even if it was at the cost of me losing my race, the promise was still fulfilled. And so we're able to maintain that seat for an additional 4 years.
Wow. I didn't take you for such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Like you have this rough and tough look. You're like working out like crazy, but you are this really sweet, sensitive guy inside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just said it dropped millions of dollars in a constable's elections. That's not normal.
It's not normal, but you know, Allah Izzat deta hai. So if that's the that was in his destiny to win that race.
Okay.
No ill will towards my previous opponent.
Okay.
I wish him the best of luck.
Right.
He can always call me and lean on me for advice.
Okay.
And,
Oh, wow.
And so now we look forward. Hum piche nahi dekhte hain, hum sirf aage dekhte hain.
Nice.
And so with that, we look at this as a great opportunity for us to pretty much secure the highest seat in the county.
Wow. So wo kaun sa time tha when you decided that you want to do this, or do you, okay, it's the pehle question aur hai. Do you have a trajectory set of your life? Like already, do you have a vision कि मैंने next 10 years में, 20 years में, that's where I'm headed to?
Yeah.
You do?
So 2016, man, I went to a training with the FBI.
Okay.
And in that training, they talked about the rise of the Muslims. And in 20 years, it was potentially, we were potentially going to have a Muslim president sitting in about 20 years, so about 2036.
Oh, wow.
Right,
Like
so
that's
that's
10 years from now.
11 years from now, correct.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so, when I went through all this training, it's how I decided I was going to run for constable in the first place. I took that training in 2016, and then in 2018 is when I announced for constable. And all I did was just look at all the data. I looked at how many Muslims, how many South Asians we have in that particular district. I looked at the data with how many Muslims we have coming into the country, how long citizenship is taking. I looked at just how many born Muslims we have here and how much the revert rate is here in America. And coupled with all of that together, I'm pretty confident that inshallah by 2040, we'll be able to have a Muslim president. So inshallah, that's
a Muslim
my
president
goal.
here in the United States. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's
and
my goal.
are you running towards that right now?
That is my goal, inshallah.
Oh wow. Okay, fine. Iski footage संभाल के रखनी है. Because when you take the oath, I will be making reels of the show and putting it up. That okay, we did actually talk about okay.
Inshallah, White House ke andar, we're going to also be sitting down doing another podcast, drinking chai.
Nice, I love that. Yeah. So wow. Okay. So अब तो मेरे सारे के सारे different questions जो हैं वो change हो रहे हैं because. But how come everybody doesn't know this about you? Like why? Like I know कि आपने कहा कि आप लोगों के लिए नहीं करते हैं, आप इतना post नहीं कर रहे हैं, लोगों को बता नहीं रहे हैं. Like why doesn't everybody know this about you? Why? Because if people knew this about you, it would change a lot of things.
I think if you ask again, my closest friends, they'll tell you I'm just a very humble person.
Okay.
And so I don't. Nothing that I do for myself. Everything I feel that when you do good, You don't need to have pictures taken. I don't need it to be. I'm not looking for the reward here in the dunya. I'm looking for the akhirah.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So everything that I do it planning for,
The afterlife.
the afterlife,
Okay.
and when I'm going to meet, my creator. So
Oh, wow.
a lot of the stuff that I do, I don't look, to get the pat on the backs or anything like that.
Right.
So
Let me ask you this then. So there's a lot of everything has been planned. There's a method to your madness. You looked at the stats, especially you looked at the Muslim community, the Desi community, the Pakistani community, and you have worked in the police department. You want to go all the way to the White House. I'm going to say that again and again, up until 2040. Now, what have you seen? What is wrong with the Desi community? What's wrong with the Pakistani or the Muslim community? कौन से crimes हैं जो हम commit कर रहे होते हैं?
The number one issue with the Desi community is unity.
Unity?
Unity.
Okay.
If you look at, we're going to kind of dive a little deep, but just take what the situation going on in Gaza right now. You have how many Muslim countries?
So many.
Right, dozens of them.
Right.
And how many Muslim countries defended their Muslim brothers?
None.
None of them.
Yeah.
Right. If we want to fix things that are happening within our own community, we need to fix our hearts first.
Okay.
There's a hadith that talks about the parable of a believer is that of the affliction of a body. So when one limb aches, the whole body aches with sleepiness and fever.
Right.
And so when one of our brothers and sisters in our ummah is in pain or is suffering, what are we doing? Because we should all be suffering. We should all be in pain. So when you look at what are the key issues going on in our community, it's unity. It's the lack of unity. And other communities see it. And if they want, for instance, in an election, Fort Bend County having well over probably 100,000 registered
voters.
No, not even just voters, but Desis that can come out and vote.
Right.
And so what the other parties do is they get us to fight each other because they know it's so easy to get us to fight each other.
Okay.
And then who wins every time?
But that's the
other
thing with
side.
our community only. बाकी सारी communities में तो आपस में divisions हैं and everything.
You have it in other communities as well, but it's a lot more apparent in our community.
Okay.
Right. I'll give you a prime example. Somebody opens a gas station on one corner. What does somebody else go do? They go open a gas station on the other opposite side of the corner just to compete because this one has a gas station on this corner.
Right.
Right. And competition it's good for business, just like competition is good for an election. But what is the reason why they're getting that gas station there?
Okay.
It's because this one has it there. I don't want this one to go above me.
Okay.
That mentality has to shift.
So, but
And I think the newer generations from the millennials, I think our parents that first came here had a different mindset in how they would go about doing things. I'll give you another example. Pakistani Association of Greater Houston. When I was a kid, that was what we all looked forward to going to. Today, how many kids look forward to going to any of their events?
none.
None. Right? So what changed? Right? We have the power of social media. There's more of us here now. It's not having the right leaders in place. Right? And not able to bring our community together. Me growing up, I loved going to every single one of our melas.
Right.
Right? I can't even get my kids to want to go to the melas. They don't enjoy it. So what are we doing as a society to help become more of a family? And
So-
that's all unity.
So what you're saying is कि जो elders हैं इस community के, just because they are fighting so much, the kids don't enjoy it and they want to be away from that stuff.
We want to be all away from it.
They want to be away from it. So how you have identified the problem with our community right now is that we don't have the right leaders who can bring everyone together or who can stand together.
Yeah, it's just standing together. It's everybody has, different issues with different things. We have two very prominent Pakistani Americans that are beefing with, I won't use their names.
नहीं आप बोलें, it's okay. You can say their names.
No, but I won't
Let's
use
talk
it
about them.
out of respect for both of them.
Okay.
But very prominent members, and both of them fighting. And in my race for constable, my re-election race made it very difficult because now one side is saying, oh, you're taking support from him. The other side is saying, no, you're taking support from him. And then they're both saying, well, if you take it from him, I'm not going to give it to you. If you take it from him, I'm not going to give it to you. But what they don't understand is I'm a political candidate, right? I don't have beef with anybody, right? We need to maintain our seat. But that division lost us some votes, right? And our community needs to understand that we can't be doing that. Other communities laugh at us, right? They literally laugh at us because they know that the Muslims are going to fight each other, right? The Desis are going to fight amongst each other. People make, you know, my family's Kashmiri Punjabi. So in my race, you know, you'll have people that are like, oh, well, he's not straight Urdu speaking, but I speak Urdu, right? I speak Urdu better than I speak Punjabi, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
he's brown, but not the really right shade of brown. You know, it's a little too dark or a little too light. You know,
I think
it
I'm the
happens
perfect
everywhere.
shade, you know. So, but you know, just people trying to create the division.
Okay.
Now,
So you as a leader, so this position is gonna put you in a place where it is the highest position. It's
Correct.
gonna put you at a place that is gonna earn you a lot of trust and a lot of respect as well. After you win this as well.
Inshallah.
You as a leader, what's your solution? क्या मतलब क्या हल आप इसका लेकर आए? Because ये जो आपने problems बताए अभी community leaders के जो होता है ये तो पिछले 10, 20, 30 years से ये लोग आए हैं and ये problems हो रहे हैं. We've seen this, we laugh at our own jokes कि भाई ये मसले चल रहे हैं, उन्होंने ये post कर दिया, उनका ये हो गया, उसके साथ तस्वीर नहीं आई. पहले अखबारों में सीन होता था, किसी ने जाके किसी के अखबार उठा लिए. आप जो है वो सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट अकाउंट्स ब्लॉक कर रहे हैं. So that's not happening. What is your solution? Like क्या इसको बदलने के लिए क्या तरीका है? Number one, क्या इन लोग को बदला जा सकता है कि नहीं बदला जा सकता? How are you going to deal with the older crowd and how are you planning on dealing with the younger crowd to bring them together and say that you are different?
Well, in my first election for constable back in 2020, I had a challenge with some of the uncles that maybe had disagreements with my father. And how I was able to kind of get them to shift their mindset was just be myself. Show them love, give them the respect that they were wanting or needing. And I think love conquers hate every time. So having a leader that is displaying love, displaying respect, I think for the older community, for our elders, that's what they're looking for. And for the younger, I think it's more so on opportunity. You know, what opportunities can we gain from you sitting in this position? Okay. And I think the opportunities have been apparent since I've come onto the political scene back in 2020.
Like, for example?
Yeah, so for an example, prior to me coming as constable, there was a thing known as the Nabil Shike effect, which...
The Nabil Shike effect.
Correct, yeah. It was actually a saying.
Okay, all right,
Right
cool.
now you have this big wave called the Mamdani effect.
Right.
With Mamdani by winning the New York mayor.
Right.
Shout out to, Mamdani for making history.
Yeah.
And so when I ran and I won the first time as constable, if you looked at Fort Bend County did not have any Desis, did not have any Muslims that were working really in the county. So I brought the first Muslim deputies to the county. Once we brought them in, the sheriff appointed Nasir Abbasivai, which was a captain. The Houston Police Department promoted Yasser Bashir as an assistant chief. And that's just here in our region, right? So now you have the 3 highest ranking Muslims just in our region, across the country. And then you look at what else happened across the country. You started seeing Muslims get promoted to positions of power in law enforcement all across the country. You started seeing more Muslims, young Muslims, be brave and run for elections and win these elections. And all it took was, at the time, a 31-year-old young Pakistani that had a vision and believed in himself.
So what you're saying is that when you are going to encourage the younger people to come forward, it will encourage younger people from our community, Muslim community and Pakistani community from all over the U.S. to come forward.
Correct. We've
and
already seen
participate.
it. We've already seen it happen.
Okay.
Right, and it's not just in politics. It's a lot of young people just need mentorship. Right. So if you look at, it depends on how young you want to go, but anybody under the age of 25 needs great mentors. And I've been very blessed to be able to mentor a lot of our youth. I've been to masjids, I've been to schools to be able to talk to them, and not just from our community, from all communities, right? And it's something that I've been very good at, alhamdulillah.
So you mentioned earlier that हम लोग because आपस में हम लोग लड़ते इतना है, we are kind of like a joke, of the town. So then it must be so difficult getting votes from other communities.
It becomes very difficult.
How do you convince them? How do you jump over this hurdle? How do you tell them, मेरी community को serious मत लो, but मुझको लो?
No, I want them to take our community serious.
Okay.
Right, and this is why I put my entire life out there for everybody to be able to see. I want to be able to show the world that Muslims can lead. That we're no different than anybody else. In fact, that I feel that we can lead better just because of some of our cultural background. And I want to see our community shine, and by any means necessary. And so some of the things that I do is just to be authentic, be yourself. I'm able to, I grew up here in Houston, so I'm very hip to a lot of the different music genres.
So you're saying you're a cool guy, and that's why a lot of younger people are going to come and vote for you?
I don't say necessarily that I'm a cool guy. I'm just Nabil.
Okay.
Right. And so when I'll think of Donald Trump, right?
So uncool.
Why did people vote for Donald Trump?
Okay. Why?
Right. He was different. For one, he wasn't a politician. Two, and he spoke his mind. Right? Whether you agreed with it or didn't agree with it, the man spoke his mind. Still to this day, what does he do? Speak his mind.
Yeah.
And well over, I think it was 160 million people or something like that, or 60 million people or something like that, ended up voting for him. Right?
Right.
Almost half of the country. Right? So that tells you people like authenticity. Right? We look at the New York Mayor Mamdani Bhai. Same thing with him. What catapulted him? Authenticity. He was himself.
Yeah.
When everybody else was taking money from AIPAC and saying that they're going to go to Israel, what was he saying? No, my first thing as mayor is I'm going back to the boroughs of New York.
Right.
And it was that authenticity that really people started vibing with. That's what they wanted out of their mayor.
Right.
I think when my 2020 election for constable, that's what made everybody want to vote for me in the first place. It was a fresh face, new ideas, and alhamdulillah, we were very successful.
Right.
Even throughout the entire 4 years, we were very successful.
Yeah. So so two campaigns we just talked about right now. We talked about the Trump campaign and Mamdani's campaign. When I called Nabil for the podcast, I got through to his campaign manager. Tell us what you and your campaign manager and your campaign folks have learned from the recent, say, Trump or Mamdani campaigns that you are bringing on, and you're thinking this is the way to do it. Because, Trump, we can say there was a lot of money there, but when it comes to Mamdani, they were putting in a lot of money, not just for his opponents or people who are running with him, but also, to actually hinder his campaign. So money is important for sure, but there's so much more strategy. So what have you learned? What strategies? Because right now we are sitting in December, January. We have just like about
2 months.
A month.
Yeah. So what, in my opinion, what made both of them a little more successful were the podcasts.
Okay.
Right. They were able to get on several different podcasts.
Right.
So different people can hear their platform and their point of view. I think social media like TikTok Every time you would open the phone, you would see an ad. It's actually what my opponent did in the 24 election, spent a lot of money on digital advertising. So every time, we live on our phones, so every time you open your phone, you were seeing them, right? And so I think that's something that we were able to take from those campaigns.
Right. So what's your TikTok handle?
Kill Bill 713.
Kill Bill 713.
Correct.
That's like one of my all-time favorite movies. Okay, I love that handle. Kill Bill 713. So what kind of content are you putting out there?
Well, you know, when I originally created a TikTok, it was for my daughters.
Okay.
Right. And so we would do like little bitty fun things.
Okay.
Just, you know, I've never been big into TikTok.
Okay.
Until my daughters were like,
you got to get on this, Dad.
Baba, I want to do TikTok.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let me see what TikTok is all about.
Okay.
But you'll have some videos, me playing basketball. You may have some with my kids, and now we're transitioning it politically.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. That's a lot to do within just one month. So how hopeful are you is that people, all this community that is divided, you know, that have problems, they're like, you know, two people on the opposite ends, like you mentioned, are not supporting you because they're saying, oh, the other one may be supporting you. That's crazy. What are you expecting is going to happen in February?
So what I expect to happen in February during early voting and on March 3rd is we win the Democratic primary, or we're forced into a runoff.
Okay.
You know, I mentioned the unity just because if our community understood the power we had, we would win every election. Every
so
election
why
in
don't
this
you
region.
work on, or why doesn't somebody, or you in this matter, because
we have been working on
you
it.
work on telling our community how powerful we are.
We have been. We tell them at every speech that we give at the masjids.
Okay.
And to put in perspective for all the viewers out there, if the Muslims did not have power, why are state governors trying to ban Sharia law? Why did Governor Abbott go after CARE and label CARE as a terrorist organization?
Right, right.
Why would they be coming after the Muslims? Because they know the same data that I know.
Okay.
Right?
Which is?
That there will be a Muslim president. It's inevitable.
Okay.
And so they're trying to do things to prevent it. Right? And if our community understood what they were trying to do, instead of fighting over whose biryani tastes better, right? Like legit.
Right.
Whose biryani tastes better? We have bigger fights to fight.
True. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about taking away dual citizenship.
Right.
Right. They're talking about making it more difficult on naturalization. Right. If you look at the bulk of immigration that's coming in, where's the bulk of immigration coming from? The bulk of immigration comes from Latin America. Latin America, China. Then you have the Pakistan, the India, and your Muslim countries.
Right.
But where's the bulk of the immigration coming from? South America. But why are they only really targeting the Muslims? Right. So another stat: Muslims. Before I get into, I'm going to ask you a question. Why do you think they feel that the Muslims are going to take over? Do you know?
Why do they feel that the Muslims are going to take over? Because if you look at history, think it's eventually our time.
So no.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that.
All right.
It's straight population. Okay. On average, how many kids do you think a Muslim or a South Asian family has?
About 3.
3.2. How many do you think the average white American family has?
0.8.
1.2.
Okay.
So we're having 2 more kids.
Okay.
All right. Now think of all these refugees that are coming in. They all get citizenship. They all have 3 kids. Right. It's a numbers game now.
Okay.
Right.
So it just comes down to that. So
That's all it comes down to.
What needs to happen?
So why do you think they're starting to try to make bans on? We're going to put a Muslim ban on countries.
Right.
They're preventing this inevitable to happen here in America.
Okay. So 2040 is like about 15 years from now.
Correct.
What needs to happen for somebody who's aiming for the White House in these 15 years? What needs to happen in Houston from a grassroots level all the way to the whole country, what needs to happen in the United States for this to become a reality, for us to have a Muslim president?
Well, I think that it's going to be a reality inevitably.
Okay.
It's going to happen whether
Nothing needs to happen for this to happen?
Well, whether
Wow.
it's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Right? Inevitably, it's going to happen. So maybe whether it's myself or it's someone else,
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah. So
I love the
inshallah,
news.
Yes, it is going to happen.
Okay.
If you go back, nobody expected there to be an African American president.
Absolutely,
Right?
yeah.
And the moment that an African American president got on the ballot, what happened?
He got in.
Destroyed the competition.
Right,
Destroyed him.
right,
Right? Ran for re-election. Destroyed him again.
right.
Right? America was ready for it at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that we're going to have a woman president prior to 2040.
Okay.
All right? Because if you see where we're shifting, right, you start seeing women in power coming up in other countries. It's poised for it to happen here.
Okay.
We had 2 women that ran for president, and Hillary Clinton, or we've had several women run for president, but 2 very prominent ones, Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris.
Right.
And so it's inevitable. It's going to happen again. I feel that we're going to have a female president, and then inshallah, a couple of years later, we're going to vote for a Muslim president. And it's all primed for it. We see, jo hum dekh rahe hain Gaza mein kya ho raha hai na? Look at what people around the world, the protest around the world.
Absolutely.
Right? And people seeing Muslims one way, and then they meet us, they come sit with us, they break bread with us, and they're like, wait, everything that was told about Muslims is completely contrary to what we actually see and what we believe now.
Right.
And so, again, you look at the Mamdani effect.
Right.
Who would have imagined
New York.
New York,
Of all
out
places.
Of all cities, even though we have the population there,
Right.
who would have imagined that they would have allowed a Muslim to take that seat? Right? So times are changing. It's
Wow.
inevitable. It's
Yeah,
going to
I
happen.
think you're absolutely right. Now that I look at it this way, if a mayor of New York can be Muslim, so can the United States president be as well.
Yeah, we have a Muslim female running for the governor of the state of Georgia.
Okay.
You have Muslims running for state representative, for senator seats, all over the country. So it's poised to happen. And inshallah, if it's in my destiny, then that's where we're looking forward to pushing, is the President of the United States, inshallah.
Fantastic. Wow. I love those dreams. I love a big dreamer, and I love a guy who's so tough and who's so determined to make it happen, not just with passion, with calculations. You've proven yourself to be that. So election day is in February.
Yeah, so early voting starts, I believe, February 17th.
Okay.
It goes on for about 10 days.
Okay.
And then election day will be March 3rd.
March 3rd. Okay.
The beautiful thing about this election, I talked about unity. I've been talking about our Muslims. Earlier, you talked about going to the gym and the sauna and everything. All of that is just preparing myself physically, preparing myself mentally on what's to come. We talk about how we can bring our communities together, right? And I think certain issues bring us together. In my race, the moment that people realized that I was going to be the first Muslim and the highest ranking Muslim police officer in the country, the first one elected as constable in the country, it really excited our community.
Right.
If you look at my last election between me and my opponent, and you look at what was trending the most, it was our names. It wasn't hardly anybody else's name that was trending outside of the presidency.
Right.
Right. And it was myself and Ali Shikani.
True.
Right. Our names were the ones that were trending. So when people came to the polling locations, they were like, Nabil Shikani. They didn't look at anybody else.
Right.
It was all Nabil and Shikani.
Okay. So I think that's a good strategy too, as a community. You send in 2 tough people, and whoever gets it, our community is getting it. I mean, from a community's point of view, that's a good strategy too. Yeah, आप लोग देख लें, it's not easy. साना में crunches करने पड़ते हैं, उसके बाद जाके ये positions मिलती है. Thank you so much, Nabil. All the best to you for the coming election and for this coming election. And when you're voting for president, I am definitely voting for you. So all the best
Inshallah,
to
thank
you.
And then just one last message: flood mitigation, traffic congestion. And we'll just stick on just those two things real quick. We, driving here, I got off of work and had to come over here to the podcast, right? And it typically would take me 20 minutes. And it took me about 45 minutes to get here. And it's the amount of traffic that we're having.
Okay.
And I know I don't like sitting in traffic. I'm pretty sure you don't like sitting in traffic. And one of the commissioner's court jobs is county development and our roads, making sure that our roadways are clear, working with TxDOT and ensuring that road construction is moving along quick. And when we drive around the city, just driving from here, going back into Fort Bend, how much traffic are we going to be stuck in?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of that is due to a lot of the construction that we have going on.
Okay.
And so there has to be a better way.
Because there's always something under construction. Are you saying that's going to be over with?
I'm not saying that it's going to be over with, right? But we're going to be working diligently with everyone that is involved to try to see how we can speed up the process.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then you
We'd love that. Yeah.
And then you look at flood mitigation. Houston and the Houston metropolitan area is very prone to flooding. This year, 2025, we were very blessed that we didn't get hit with a hurricane this year. But we did have flooding throughout the year.
Right.
And so one of my key responsibilities would be, what are we doing about flooding?
Okay.
We have the Brazos River that goes through Fort Bend County, and it's eroding right now. So what are we doing about all that erosion?
Okay.
Right? Because if we don't do anything about it, we have levees that are around that are protecting some of our communities.
Right.
And if those levees break, all these homes are gone.
Okay.
Right. And so what are we doing about all of it? What are we doing to plan for the future? And so, again, my name is Nabil Shike, and I'm looking to plan for the future. I just don't plan for today.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. All the best to you. I love how your face lit up in the end when you were giving that personal message to the camera. That's awesome. All the best to you, Nabil.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on the podcast. And, I know that it was a very busy and hectic day
And
for
I'm
you.
sorry I didn't speak as much Urdu as you.
यार हमें एक और पॉडकास्ट करना माफ कर दूं
जी,
अच्छा
जी,
चलो
माफ
माफ
करें।
कर दें ओके माफ
हाँ जी,
किया
माफ करें,
माफ किया ओके थैंक्स सो मच इंटरनेशनल आर्ट सोसाइटी की ये पॉडकास्ट है which is called Tea and Talk and this podcast studio right here is available to you as well. All you got to do is reach us right here. और इस पॉडकास्ट स्टूडियो का मकसद ही यही है कि कम्युनिटीज़ को साथ लाया जाए, आर्ट्स को, कल्चर को, म्यूज़िक को, लैंग्वेज को, लोगों को प्रमोट किया जाए. How did you like the studio, Nabil?
Alhamdulillah, it's a very beautiful studio, and I want to thank the International Art Society and the Tea and Talk podcast and the talk show.
Thank you.
For having us here. I think it's a great thing of what y'all are doing for the community and giving access for anybody else that wants to use your facility.
Right.
So it's an amazing thing that you guys are doing.
Thanks.
And I appreciate it.
On this note, is there like organizations like an International Art Society, trying to bring people together through art and culture and various different platforms, through literature? How do you think that these kind of organizations can play a role in bringing our community out of wherever we are stuck in the division and towards prosperity and towards a more happier community, towards a more respected community?
Well, I think podcasts just like this are ripe for information, information that can get to our community members to help educate them. A lot of, just like yourself, you didn't know initially didn't know the difference between the county judge and not knowing that they're an administrative judge rather than a criminal judge or a district court judge, a county at law court judge. which handle more of your criminal and your civil cases.
Right, right.
So that education, these kind of platforms are great to get that information out, so our communities can know and help celebrate the culture.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much. With you next week with another episode on this platform of Tea and Talk by the International Art Society. Special thanks going out to the founder of International Art Society, and yes, वो मुझे इस वक्त नज़र आ रहे हैं बैठे हुए behind the camera, and मैं उनको भी पॉडकास्ट पे लेना चाह रही हूँ. कल आपसे मुलाकात का मौका मिलेगा पॉडकास्ट पे कि अभी आप सोच रहे हैं इस बारे में? मिलेगा. बासित जलाली की आवाज़ आपको सुनाई दी होगी. Then behind this camera right here is Suhail Nawaz, who is the genius behind this podcast studio, and of course Faisal. Hi, thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to the channel and like the podcast and share it with your friends. And let's not forget to thank your campaign manager. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Irtiza. And just to make a correction, he's not the actual campaign manager. He's the director of our field organizing.
Oh.
Right. So yeah, shout out to Irtiza. He's like a little brother to me.
Oh, is that Rana? Because he's like Rana, Irtiza Rana. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you know,
Cool.
Rana, the story behind us just calling him Rana was it was very difficult for people to pronounce his name.
Irtiza. Okay.
So people would butcher it all the time. And so Rana was so simple.
Right.
And, you know, that's his last name. So I was like, hey, Rana, you know, one day he was at my office and I was like, oh yeah, hey everybody, this is Rana. And it just stuck. And now everybody, that's what they call him.
It's pretty cool,
Rana,
actually.
Rana.
I like it. He's got a swag about it as well, the way he says it on the phone. Well, thank you so much for bringing Nabil Shike to our studios as well. And thanks for watching the episode. Take care. Bye.